Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. My name is Dan W. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. Just want to say a thank you to everyone who's been watching my top 10 lists from 2017. On the channel right now, there is a top 10 comic-based Marvel Legends, a top 10 MCU-based Marvel Legends, and then a top 5 Build-A-Figure Legends, just to review the year, as again, I think it was a great year for collectors in general. And I apologise for the delay in this review, as it was my birthday on the 5th, so happy birthday to me. And I've been out of the city and I've only just got back, so I thought I'd do this review first to kick off 2018. So as you can see, we have the Marvel Legends Black Panther exclusive, which I believe is now a Walmart exclusive. Obviously, I'm in the UK. I did not get it from Walmart. I managed to get it from In Demand Toys, who obviously got it early from overseas. So shout out to them. It is a comic-based figure, I believe, but it is inspired. Well, the movie is inspired by the comics, of course, so you will see a similar outfit in the movie, but I don't think it is necessarily an MCU figure. But again, it's a toy, use your imagination. It can be whatever you want it to be. As you can see in the box, we've got some interchangeable hands, a couple of effects that we've seen many times before, but not in this colour, and then we get two different heads. As you can see, you get the purplish pink panther on the side, a little read up which says T'Challa wears a glowing suit made with vibranium technology as the warrior hero Black Panther. So obviously it's just one of his many suits. Just like Iron Man, Black Panther has many suits made by his sister Shuri, I believe. And as you can see, there is the Black Panther logo on the back front top. Yes, right. Anyway, let's get it open. Pow, and here he is out of the box. And first impressions are, I like it more than I thought I was gonna, if that makes sense. I genuinely thought I was going to buy this figure, review it and then sell it on. I didn't think it was a piece I needed for my own collection, but now I've got it in hand, I don't know why, it just sort of pops a little bit better. I think it's the simplicity of the design, all black with that pinkly purple sort of design. It looks smart, just simple and smart, and I definitely think it will pop on the shelf. I do think people are going to like this figure more than they anticipate. Again, I didn't think I was going to keep it, but now I've got it, I think I'm going to keep it. Can never have too many Black Panthers, I suppose. Just like Iron Man, Black Panther does have many costumes and armours, so I guess you could build your own sort of Black Panther armoury. That'd be pretty good. Maybe I'm convinced myself to do that. Let me know if you'd like to see me do that. If anyone's seen my collection video, then you know I have built a Hall of Armour for my Marvel Legends, so yeah, maybe this is a decent idea. But as I said, figure's looking really nice. I'm rambling as I usually do. He comes with two interchangeable heads, which I'll show you a close-up in a minute. This one's the same head sculpt, just different paint job, basically all black, different colour eyes. He comes with two different sets of hands. So he comes packed with one fist and one open palm. So in the box, we get the other fist, the other and open palms. Obviously, the fists are what we've seen many times before, with like the Johnny Storms, with the Iron Fist, with the Sunfire. The fists go into these effects very simply. Obviously you put these on there. I'll show you that again in a minute as well, but he comes with two of them. So let me do a close-up, show you the design in more detail maybe, swap the heads, show you the effects, do some comparisons, and yeah. So here's a little closer look of the figure. Again, I like it. It's on the Spider-Man UK body mold, which makes him look like a more beefier Black Panther, as I think he should. This piece is completely like a sort of a bendy sort of soft plastic, so it genuinely can come off his head without me even, oh there you go, it looks like Jesus Black Panther. But this genuinely can come off without taking the head off. His ears get in the way of putting it back on, but it does come off and on very easily. I quite like it on the figure, I don't mind it. But as you can see, the design is very simple. Black with a bit of pinky purple, where you decide which is it, pink or purple. But yeah, not much on the back at all, apart from the actual back of the figure. On the arms, you get that design. And yeah, very simple. But again, simple, smart. I quite like it. Head pops off, the other one pops on. Hopefully easily. Yeah, there you go. You heard it pop and everything. So there you go. You can either have it completely black or I actually prefer the pink design, but I think this is more to what he does in the comics. Maybe you tell me. I do have the recent run from the All New All Different lineup from 2015, the comic run. I do plan on reading it before the film comes out, but I don't have long left since the film comes out, virtually on Halloween on Valentine's Day weekend. I've got to try and convince my girlfriend to come and see Black Panther with me rather than seeing the 50 Shades film. So yeah, leave that to me, people. Leave that to me. As you can see, the effects pieces slide onto the wrists. Easily done. I quite like the clawed hands though. So yeah, you decide what you want to do. I think these effects sort of resemble. I think in the film, Shuri actually says that this suit sort of absorbs energy and then deflects it. So maybe you can use this in an MCU lineup as well. Who knows? As I said, use your imagination. But I quite like the figure. Let's do some comparisons to some previous Black Panthers. Firstly, here he is compared to last year's Walmart Black Panther exclusive. Now, the fun thing about being a collector is if you're going to buy all the figures and you can mix and match the accessories they come with. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't come with any hands to hold this staff. But if you wanted to, you could definitely pop off this guy's head and use his cape, maybe, or even his jewellery piece, that more white looking jewellery piece. So do the cape and yep, all that, there you go. See, that is that simple. Now obviously the cape's a little bit blue, so it probably doesn't work perfectly, and maybe it looks like it's choking him, but still, you get my point. You can mix and match the accessories you use with these figures. And this guy, this is on the old Bucky Cap mould. Now I obviously prefer this new Spider-Man UK mould, but again, some people love the Bucky Cap, and I don't blame you. It's a classic. It's a classic. That head is paint, but it's back on. There you go. And as you can see, there's the old Walmart exclusive with different chest piece. That's just one example of what you can do. You know, you get my point. You can mix and match whatever you want to do. Again, I definitely prefer this body. If this design was on this body, then you might have your ultimate comic Black Panther, but it's still nice that you have the option to change it up if you want to. But I still think that looks pretty badass, well, at least in person anyway. So here we have them compared to the Giant Man Wave Civil War Black Panther, and then of course the most recent Okoye Build-A-Figure movie Black Panther. And having them all three together, I do still prefer this Spider-Man UK body mould. Just maybe if it had the same texturing costume details as this guy, you'd have the ultimate Black Panther. But he still stands quite decent in between the two. Now what I did want to do is compare the two unmasked heads. So obviously you got two unmasked heads with these guys, not with this one. This is a much more comic style, doesn't look anything like the actor. This one attempted to look like Chadwick Boseman, but it doesn't. But it's still a much better face sculpt as they are using that 3D technology. So I'm going to try both of these on this figure to see how they look. So firstly, here's the unmasked head that come with the Civil War Black Panther. I apologise if my lights are shining on it, making it seem very shiny. But it is a much more comic accurate look, I suppose, as it's just a flatter paint job. But the head seems a bit too small for the body, maybe, and it doesn't fit on the ball peg completely. It just sits on there, but doesn't sort of pop on there. So let's try the new movie one. Okay, so this one doesn't pop on there at all. I don't want to break it, but I am trying. Okay, it's not going to pop on there at all. So it will rest on the peg if you want him to have a massive neck. So if you want this unmasked head to fit, then you're definitely going to have to Dremel out the hole in the head. But for now, it just obviously looks ridiculous. Maybe you can, nah, I don't know. It's not going to work unless you do some modding to the head. But it was a nice idea. But this guy rests on there if you wanted to. But yeah, let's try and get a more accurate Black Panther head, please, Hasbro. Lastly, here he is compared to the Eric Killmonger from the Okoye Build-A-Figure wave. And again, both of these figures I wasn't massively excited to get, but now I have them, I'm very happy I do, as they are a lot better in person than they seem online. So if you're watching this video and you're a little bit unsure about the figure, then I promise you, you will like them a lot better in hand. So if you do get them, grab hold of them, because I promise you, once the Black Panther film comes out and it's going to be the hit that it is, everyone's going to want one. So get them now while they are still available. So final thoughts are, I was pleasantly surprised. I brought the figure to initially just review on the channel, but when I had it in hand and started messing around with it, I did like it a lot more than I thought I was going to. So I'm probably going to keep it in the collection now. It definitely pops on any display. I've had it up on my with amongst the other figures for a little bit, and it definitely stands out. And I really like the Spider-Man UK body. He's obviously sitting on my custom Black Panther throne, so I definitely need to build a shelf that is Wakanda themed now to display all of these figures, and maybe even a Black Panther armory, just like the Hall of Armor. Maybe. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that. I might try and do some different stuff in 2018 on this channel. But yeah, overall, like the figure. Not a massive fan of the effects it come with, but it's nice that you have the option. But yeah, like the figure, people. So if you like the figure, let me know. If not, let me know. I always like engaging with you guys in the comments. And yeah, subscribe, all of that goodness. Make sure you check out my lists that are on the channel now. Top 10 MCU figures and the top 10 comic-based figures from Marvel Legends of 2017 are on there, along with the Build-A-Figure lists. I'm rambling, as I do, but I will see you on the next one.